criticism, news report, teaching, and research. Viewer discretion is advised, and we encourage independent thought and discussion.
You're having a conversation in bad faith. Did you say women are children? Did you say women are children? No.
Do you get every bad bitch the same way, my nigga?
No.
All right then. So that shit's irrelevant. It's moot.
But most men nowadays don't want to be a protector and a provider. Most men don't want to be a leader.
So you know that you're here because of your father? Because men determine the sex of the baby? Did you know that?
You wasn't putting it down mentally. You don't know how to touch her without touching her. You wasn't putting it down sexually, and you wasn't putting it down financially. So yes.
She's so awesome and intelligent, and everybody missed out, and you just so happen to walk up on a flower. Yeah, she's lying to you. Right.
But this woman saw you. When this woman saw you, she already wanted you before you even open your mouth. Like Ali said, you didn't convince her to nothing. That's the male. That's the male.
It's time to do.
We ready? Nah, I'm joking with you. What's up, family? To another Untouchable Super Panel. Welcome to all the guests who's with us today. The title of today's show is Absolute Submission or Nothing. And we're going to be discussing if living in the gray area is causing majority of our problems. But before we start, I'd like to introduce my sister Ty, my sister Lady, my sister Jada, my brother Public Offender, my sister Tierra, my brother Six, who's still in the shadows over there, Bina, and I think she went to go take a little break or get some water real quick, and my co-host, the one and only Team Fatty. I truly appreciate all of you.
You guys are talking about Fresh Prince. We need the fake crowd noise.
Right, but respectfully, I appreciate all y'all showing up, man. Y'all, I know y'all could be doing something else, but y'all would hit us right now, including our chat and the people that rock with us, and even if you're watching from the shadows that don't rock with us as well too. But let's be as open as possible. Let's have a great discussion, and hopefully we do it respectfully. When we ask questions or you ask questions, I hope in good faith people can answer the question. If someone doesn't want to ask the question, we won't over pursue so people won't say we crazy. We'll just move on to the next person. But we will point out that you ain't answered that question, though. So, again, thank you for all y'all for coming through. Shout out to the chat and shout out to the beautiful and I ain't going to say unattractive people that's rocking with us, but shout out to them, too.
And by the way, if you guys want to join the panel by hour 2 or 3, we're going to open the panel. So just be ready on camera and don't be driving to the airport, please. Thank you very much.
You sharing? Yeah, okay, you got it.
Okay, thank you very much. And once again, friends, we have the Hamburger Fund and we have the memberships. Please go ahead and support Silicon Alley and Team Fatty, the Untouchable Empire, baby. So, so this is the icebreaker. I can find the icebreaker. Oh, I opened it on the wrong tab. Give me just 1 second. Here we go. So the icebreaker is here.
Told me that I was cooked.
I'm just tired of these females who cooked after 30.
What are your thoughts on that?
I think I've seen that.
You
clip.
see that? Because it's
I've
going
seen that
viral, and
clip.
everyone now is in my DMs telling me I'm cooked. So I'm like, okay, cool. I'm 34. I get it. I might be a little cooked, but what do you feel about that?
And Paul, you're what? 47?
7.
Right. So which means he no longer a
47 in
Which
shape.
means you no longer a uncle, you a
47
papa.
in shape.
That means you a cooked papa.
Can still-
You are no longer a unk.
Can still dunk.
So what he's doing from a
still
psychological
run a 40.
perspective, is he's self-projecting his papa cooked self on you. Because honey, you're not cooked. But the papas are.
Hello!
They are.
Come through.
You are no longer unk, baby. You are a papa status.
All right.
You know what papas do, right? They
What do
watch
they do?
grandkids and cook. You cooked. That's all you do.
No, I I don't watch. I don't have no grandkids, so no.
Her, on the other hand, she's still rare marinated meat. That's what that is.
Hello, rare marination.
She ain't even got to cook it yet. She not even nowhere near the grill yet.
Hello. That's why we was matching.
So for now on, for the entirety of this episode, I'm gonna call you Papa Pierce.
I'll take that.
That's what you're gonna get, Papa Pierce.
Papa Pierce
All
is comedy.
That's
I
all you
love
get.
that down. So Paul, yes.
Time to
So it's got a kind of two-part question. Do y'all believe that ladies are cooked at 30? And the fact that my brother backtracked in the video, but she was calling him a pop, do you think that the 40-year-old man can still attract the 30-year-old woman? So two-part question. To be honest, because she called him a pop once even I know who Paul Pierce is, but do you believe that most women are cooked at 30? And we'll start from Ty going to the all the way around. And do you think the brother is a pop in the 40s, or he can still pull, I would say 30s, women in 30s and 20s?
Okay, so to answer the question, first and foremost, I do not think women are cooked in the form. I have to understand what they meant by cooked, right? Because we're not dusty at 30. That's actually still pretty young, but I understand in the eyes of a man and what they may want in life, right? That we are a little bit further away, right? You're getting more to a place where you might already have your own set of thoughts and ideals, and you might not want to change those certain things, which is why he may have said she's cooked in a way by the time you're 30, if you're not where you want to be married or with a man, whatever. In his situation, him being 40 makes him old, right? He's older, but he's not cooked. As we know, as men get older, the value goes up. And unfortunately for women, as we get older, our value goes down in society, since our value is our beauty and reproduction. So as we get older, that declines for us. And as men get older, your value comes from what you can actually provide, right? How much are you making? What is your status in life? Your status gets higher. So of course he can still pull a 30-year-old or 20-year-old. He might even be able to go younger because he's able to provide a lifestyle for her that people her age won't be able to do.
But before we go to lady, do you think even if he didn't have the money that he could still pull those women too?
Yeah, I think even if he didn't have the money, you could pull, especially 30s, 30-year-olds. We like 40-year-olds. Why not? Okay. You're mature. You got your mindset together, hopefully. You know, if you find that right type of man, and don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that every man that's 40 is already there in life. That's not true. It's not realistic. But I feel that with age comes maturity, right? And women are always looking for men that can lead them and who we can follow, right? I know this whole conversation is probably going to get to some point of submission. So for us to feel comfortable submitting, we have to feel as if you are someone that can lead. And for us, it's usually a man that either personifies that if he's not older than you, or someone who is older.
Okay, what you think, Lady J?
Hey everybody. So I think that when a woman approaches her 30s, she's at an age now where she's aging rapidly. So at this point, if you decide to have children closer towards your mid 30s, this is turning into what they call a geriatric pregnancy. So it is true, your value does start to decrease as you are older in age. As far as a man's value, I do agree with Ty. I think that as a man becomes more mature as far as finances and things of that nature, that does hold his value. I think that men are looked at as what they call a silver fox. As they get older, they're considered to be more wiser. They are considered, to just have their life together at a older age. So I pretty much would just, agree with Ty.
How about you, Jada?
Yeah, I pretty much agree with both of the ladies, just on every point they've already made. I think that especially as a woman's in her 30s, if she's been pursuing her career or she's been in multiple relationships at this point, she gets more stern on boundaries. She may have PTSD from certain relationships, and so it might be harder to be submissive or sustain a healthy relationship moving into her 30s. And then for men, their value does definitely go up. They get more secure. I think Six said it in a previous stream that we did a long time ago that they get better. At this point, you've been with a woman long enough to where you know her needs, you're good in bed, you have more structure, you understand yourself a lot better. So agreed with both the women.
You can go to Tiara real quick first, Fatty.
It's fine. Go ahead.
Nobody want to hear you talk. Go ahead, Tiara.
Yeah, I always tend to date up, so I don't think that like men that are like in their 40s are necessarily like cooked or pop popped, whatever. I think that they can still like access women that are in their 30s. And as far as like women, I guess being like cooked in their 30s, I think once you hit your 30s, like you have, like she said, been in enough relationships where you like understand like what your needs are and you establish more boundaries. And so I think that there is more like intentional dating that may happen the older you get as opposed to like whenever you're younger.
And before I go to my brother Pub, go ahead, Bina. I'm gonna ask y'all sisters a question before I go to public. Go ahead, Bina. What you think? Would you
I don't
hear?
have anything different to say than what the other ladies have.
Oh, that's the answer.
What? Ask the question. Ask the question.
Do you believe that women are cooked at 30? And do you believe a man in his 40s, our sister Dr. Cheyenne Brown called him a pop and said it's more difficult for him to pull a woman? Do you believe that a 40 man in his 40s and an older man can still pull those women?
Yeah, I believe possibilities are endless, and
For who?
either side, honestly. And it just depends on the circumstances. And honestly, guys, I'm saying this because from a legal perspective, I am trained to like analyze both sides. So that's where I'm coming from. So it just depends. There's so many different variables that goes into every different circumstance. So I would never ever make a blanket statement and just say that because a woman is in a particular point in her life that's completely like uh, that she's eliminated from from the pool of desirability for a certain type of man, and vice versa for particular men as well. I just think that everything is really circumstantial, and you have to consider all the variables that are involved in that, where you are um, uh, in geologically the access to things. But I mean, now with the internet, you have access to anybody at this point. Also, you know what I mean? Like with men, I do agree. Like I said, I don't disagree with anything that the previous women have stated. Men do become more desirable as the older they get because they tend to, as studies have shown, become more secure in themselves. And a man's security stems from their financial security. That's a huge part in what makes a man feel secure, and other factors as well. I have my own theories. I'm not going to project it right now, but I would just say, financial security is a big thing for a man, right? So that usually comes along with time, age, experience, all and the sort. With women, someone stated earlier that your desirability declines as you age. As the good Godfather Kevin Samuels used to say, your sexual marketplace value declines as you age, right? So, which I can understand that. I never had a problem with him saying that. I just had a problem with how he said it. But he didn't. He never told a lie. He was just very aggressive with his approach. But
so I'm gonna ask you a question. I'm gonna ask the sisters collectively a question. You said the possibilities were endless on both sides, correct? So I believe sometimes when we try to compare men and women, the sisters will conflate what the man can do, what the sisters can do. Would you agree that a broke man at 40 years old is his? Do you believe his possibilities are endless?
his possibility in the 40. I wouldn't limit his possibilities. I wouldn't say they're endless, but I wouldn't limit them. You know what I mean?
No, just is his possible is a 40-year-old man's options endless. His possibilities endless. Can he get any woman he wants? A 40-year-old broke man.
I mean, it depends. Like, if you were Jeff Bezos at 40, yeah, your possibilities are endless. It just depends. I cannot really like I cannot make that determination. You know what I mean? Like Diddy was 40 and had all the endless possibilities at his fingertips. You know, like it depends on the to me, okay, I guess I'm gonna just have to say it prematurely, but what makes a man feel like he really does have endless possibilities is the size of his bank account.
Okay, so last one, and I'm
Size
going to
of his
sisters.
penis.
Last one.
I didn't
Would
finish. The size of his
I
penis.
thought you. Oh, okay.
I wasn't
Oh,
done.
oh shoot.
I wasn't done. The size of a man's bank account and the size of his penis and the size of his net work. Not his net worth, but his net work.
Okay.
That's all. I
Would
like
you date a 40-year-old broke man who's still broke at 40 years old?
no,
Would you?
no,
But
no.
okay. But his possibilities are
No.
endless.
The answer is no. There is no explanation. No. The answer is no. There's no explanation.
So
No.
the sisters, what I'm gonna ask, every single sister on this panel just admitted that a sister's value goes down when she gets older. I want to ask the sisters, why do women get mad when men say it?
I never got mad about it.
No, not in collectively. Why do you think women in general, not you, why do you think women in general get upset when a man says it?
I think women in general get upset when men say a lot of things, right? Because it's instantly a defensive mode. And just like Bina was stating, in the example of Kevin Samuels, a lot of things that he said were true, but his delivery was always extremely aggressive. And I think for women, man's delivery overall can be aggressive to us just because of our communication styles, right?
So
Like the way we explain things with our feelings, emotion. We care about how the other person may be receiving the information that we're giving, whereas men are straight to the point. It's black and white. This is what it is. And a lot of women can't take that. If you haven't done, your self-reflection to understand that that is true, even if it sounds bad, it's still true, then you're not going to be able to take it on. And I think that's where a lot of women have an issue with men saying it.
so Ty,
Is that your place?
So, Ty, I think that myth been debunked about the tone, because in the last 4 years we've been asking who gives the same message as Kevin Samuels that has a tone that woman will agree, and nobody can find, like, who is this person? Who is the person that says the same thing as Kevin Samuels says, but he says it on a tone that women are listening and says, you know what? I understand that because he molded his tone to the way I perceive my feelings, and I'm like, who is this person? It doesn't exist.
Well, I was just on a podcast yesterday with the gentleman that came on there, and he was a therapist. And he actually said, in his own way, a lot of the things that Kevin Samuels would say to women. And every woman on that podcast was able to take it in. Well, I'm not going to say every single woman, but most of us were able to take it in and listen to him without interruption. We understood. And then if we needed more clarity, you were able to ask and he was able to give it. But by the end of the conversation, I feel like more people learned from that situation just because of his approach and because of how he delivered the message. Delivery
So
is extremely important in any situation with anyone.
I agree, but I watched that same show yesterday, and I see a lot of sisters do that on different platforms and different panels, different areas, different sectors, where a lot of times they may be quiet for that man to make the other man look bad on the panel that they already knew. And it happens on TikTok, it happens on YouTube, and I'm not taking anything from why y'all may have listened on that show. All I'm saying is typically when I see a man saying the same thing that another man says, regardless of tone, the sisters to come together because based on how he was maneuvering, where they were saying, "Hey, it's your delivery," the sisters would listen to him to make the other man who said the exact same thing look bad. And we could be, and then we could both be I could be wrong, and you could be 100% right. But there's the fact that you're saying is based on delivery, but that he said everything that those brothers have said. Most of the brothers on on that Lapeef network, I could give you some people that may troll sometimes on the show, but most of those brothers are married and they typically talk in a straight voice. Who
To
and I
who
won't
though?
say no names.
Ali,
Even
let
to
me
this,
ask you this. Is that
okay.
your perspective? Right?
Oh,
It's
I said
your
it's,
perspective that
it
you
could be
feel that
it could
they usually talk in a
course,
respectful tone.
it
So
could be my perspective. But what
just
Fatty
as
just
a man,
mhm. But what Fatty just asked
defending
you,
men.
outside of that guy that just came on that show yesterday,
Mm-hmm.
can any sister name a man's tone that women listen to collectively that say the same thing that he said yesterday? Outside him, ironically, just coming on that show yesterday and having that tone. Who can y'all name has that delivery that women will listen to?
Yeah, I feel like Darwin on good days has that.
Maddie, maybe.
Ooh. Bruiser?
I thought you were about to go against Bruiser.
Y'all go crazy when Bruiser go. Bruiser
No,
is
no.
the
I never
professional
go
button
crazy.
pusher.
I have to bring
Ah,
Bruiser down sometimes, but I never go crazy. If you've actually watched Lapeef long enough, I've talked to
Mm-mm.
Bruiser and told him, like, I can't believe you're responding like this. Because he can compose himself sometimes, right? For the most,
right.
compared to like Hink, you know what I'm saying, where everybody a heifer.
Right. But
You feel me?
he's been disrespected countless times. He's been cussed out countless times, and it's just having the back and forth. So you'll see women they'll be collected for a certain amount of time, especially if they think a man's handsome, especially if they think a man's reputable, especially if they see this man conveys some type of message that is unifying, and this man has power.
Mhm.
But as time takes place, they eventually will disrespect that man because of the disagreement. But any other sister, do you know any other man that has a delivery that women will listen to? And they just because suppose they don't listen to most of these men because their delivery. Who is the man that sisters would listen to that have a good delivery?
I wouldn't say a good delivery, but I have been on a
It has
couple.
to be good delivery, Bina.
All right, well, I'm just gonna be quiet
That's
then.
that's the point that Fatty's making.
And by the way,
And one more question to y'all. In fact, you got it right back. What woman do y'all see get checked or corrected based on her delivery when she talks? Can you name the women that get corrected about her delivery from other women when she speaks?
Can I give you an example of something? Can I give you an
No, no,
example?
no. Hold on. I'm wanting that name. That women will stop and say, you know what, Jada, I would listen to you if it wasn't for your delivery. Hey, Ty, you know what, Ty? God, boy, you killing it. You cooking, but it's your delivery. Lady J, you know what? You almost got me, but it's your delivery. Tiara, yeah, you know what? You're right, but it's your delivery. What sisters do you ever hear other sisters tell that to? That I believe what you said, because your delivery, I can't hear you.
I don't think you're ever going to hear a woman say that publicly to another woman on a platform. If anything, we will tell her to the side because we know how other women will respond to being called out in the public sector.
Mm-hmm.
So just like you'll get a backlash from a woman by you calling her out, we will get it too, but 2 times worse because, if women are against women, then it's like, what's going on? So I've had times where I might say something, but it's not going to be publicly.
Right. But
I'll let them on the
it
side.
demonstrates women have way more respect and way more value for other sisters' words than they do men.
Well,
They'll just
let me intervene real quick to
Oh, okay. I can
broach
go
that
after you.
question. I just while we on this part of the topic, I want to ask the ladies a question collectively and individually. If you were in a bad financial place in life, right, and your mailman came with tattoos all over his face and his hands, smelling like weed, drinking a little bit, and handed you a check for $270,000. Matter of fact, he ain't hand it. He just threw it on your porch. Would you take that check and cash it? And why? Real quick, I just want to know, would you accept the check? You in a bad place? You've been praying. God answered prayers and he answers that day. But this dude smelling like weed, he's drunk, he's drinking, tattoos on his face, disrespectful, and just throw that damn check at you.
Who is that?
Or
Who's talking? What's your name?
Six.
Hold on, Bina. Hold on.
my name
It's
is
six. My
Opulent
brother
Six.
six. Ooh, the opulent.
Yes,
Make sure
you
you
would
don't
take the
forget it.
check. Why wouldn't you take the check? The check is made to me. It's my mail.
One
Okay,
second.
hold on, wait. All right,
Let him finish.
collectively. All right, that's one. Who else would take the check?
I'm taking the check.
Who? That's two. Who else would take the check?
That's a good one.
I think
Lady
it's
Nobody
J.
else.
If it was a woman that smelled
Hold,
like
hold on, hold on,
One second,
wait. I want the. We got two more ladies that haven't answered.
that
I'm
three,
trying to get
Lady J,
a
Tiara,
consensus.
and Bina. Would you take the check?
the context is missing. Like, where's the check from?
It's legit money.
completely
It's
Would
my
you
legal,
take this?
Tyler.
mail,
It's
or is it
Completely
legit.
from
legal.
his?
That check gonna bounce.
It's
Can,
It's
completely
can
legal.
legit
you?
money. It's legit
No,
money. Go ahead.
right now, what you're doing is trying to meander and figure out how you can give an inauthentic answer instead of
No, I'm
answering
not
the
understanding
scenario.
what you're saying because
All
the
right,
context
but
is
there, I
missing.
gave you the context. You've been
If
praying.
Y'all
it's
don't keep
my mail, I'm cashing the check. If it's my mail,
right.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's
If
your.
it's
Okay.
my mail,
I
keep
just
going.
said this. Thank you.
There's
Thank
it
you.
enough.
doesn't
There's
matter who
enough.
it came from. It's
Thank you.
my
That's
mail. It's my
Yeah.
check.
thank
There's
you.
enough. You want to
Thank you.
get somewhere? What about
Thank
you,
you.
Bina and Lady J?
Bina, you taking
Yeah,
it?
I'm gonna cash
Lady
the
J.
check.
Okay. What about you, Lady J?
I said, yeah, I'm gonna cash the
Okay. So
check.
everybody cashing the check. Go ahead,
So my
Dolphin.
No, I
question,
didn't
my,
answer. I didn't answer.
Oh,
No,
Bina,
you
oh,
said yes.
you said yes.
No,
I
I
thought.
did
she
not.
actually did
Go
not
ahead.
answer,
Okay.
Go ahead,
So go
Bina.
but
ahead.
you can answer. Actually, you know what? Let me land and then you can answer. I'm tired of, I've been waiting for a while for an answer, and
Go ahead, sweetheart.
it's
Go ahead.
not that deep. But I'm curious to why you would accept a check that was thrown at you when the delivery was all wrong. The way he delivered that money that you really needed and can help you, you decided to cash it because you say, well, it ain't about the messenger, it's about the message. This is my blessing. So why you can't use that same common sense when a man is telling you something, or anybody for that matter, that is beneficial, just like that $270,000 is beneficial, and you don't care if he got tattoos, you didn't even care if he threw it at you. You said, I needed this, and thank you. Why don't you use that same logic when someone is disseminating information that will
Uh-huh.
elevate your life and mitigate loss of time, years, and tears? That is my only question or statement for this little section.
My spirit.
Let me answer that real quick, buddy,
Hey,
right?
you let me respond to him real quick. Real
Hold
quick.
on, let me just answer
Go ahead.
his question real quick, right? Because the difference in those scenarios is that that mail has my name on it. So I know it's for me, right? I know it's mine. And this is money that's actually going to help. It's the carrier. He's a mailman. When someone gives you their opinion of you or knowledge that they feel can help you, I don't necessarily know if that knowledge, if applied, will actually benefit me in the future. Now, as I stated, if you have someone that does that self-internal work, they might be able to take that in regardless of the message that's given. But if I don't already receive it as something that's going to be beneficial to me, then I'm not going to take it. It wasn't a check. It's your words.
No, it
It's a
was a
difference.
check. It's called a reality check. And a lot of
It could
y'all
be
try
a
to run out
reality
on a,
check.
a lot of y'all try to
You
run out on the
you
bill.
think
It's a
so,
reality check.
I got you.
When
but
you
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 think
have
so.
to
The
make
other
room,
person doesn't
you have
necessarily
to
do that.
make room for the possibility that every negative thing that you've heard about yourself that was unsavory might be true. You should at
You do.
least take self-inventory of whatever anybody is saying to you that you feel will
Mm-hmm.
benefit you and act upon that. But again, when it's
Right.
something you really don't want to hear, and sometimes it ain't even what the person is how they saying it, it's just what they're saying, you perceive as malignant because it hurts your feeling, it hurts your
Right.
pride. They always talk about
And
how much pride a man got, but no one has more pride than a woman. A woman's
absolutely.
pride is more
Very true.
dangerous than a pistol.
Yeah,
So
that's true.
before,
And that's why I started
hold
off
on,
by
Ty.
saying they have to
Hold on,
be
Ty, real
willing to
quick.
do their own work on
We
themselves.
got to get my brother
Okay.
Public in, but I want to say this though. You repackage that. We said that women, it's hard for women to take the truth or hear the truth. She knows it's the truth because of delivery. We repackaged that to not knowing the person, not knowing the information. It would, you knew what the package was. You knew you was getting this $250,000. Just like women to go, you know what? I would have listened to him or her, but they don't do her. I would have listened to him, but it was his delivery. You know it was the truth, but you chose not to listen to it. And I added to this. It'd be like you being great mothers and you have a child that's out, that's in the street. Are you gonna go, hey son, get out the street? There's a car coming. Oh, get out the street. And they're gonna say, "Oh, mom, I would have listened to you, but it's your delivery." Like it's our sisters, the only ones that do this to where they're here, and it's only sisters. Men don't. I would have listened to you, but it's not your delivery. Our sisters find ways to put away the information that's given that will benefit their life and benefit their families and benefit their futures, their present, their everything.
What
That's
did
all
you
I'm saying. I'm not telling you to hear. We're not telling you to listen to no truth from somebody who don't care about you, who want to abuse you, who want to hurt you, who want to harm you. We talking about when you know truth. This is the truth that this person is giving you, but you weren't receptive of the information
I see
because
you,
of the
public.
delivery.
It's fine.
Go ahead, my brother. Pro.
I just one second. I just want to say this, okay? Um, Being a go real quick, public offender, uninterrupted, okay? And one second, please. Shout out to the 470 people watching the show in all platforms. Please like the video and support the content creators that are streaming for you. We are going to read the super chats of everyone on every single platform. So please go ahead and support them too. We'll make sure that your voice is heard. Go ahead, Bina. Please be under 1 minute, and then public offender and interrupted, please.
I could be less than 1 minute because I just think that this is it's so subjective, and I just think that Ali, you are. I'm so curious to know where your premise comes from. It sounds like you are so solid in what you believe that you're not open to other perspectives. It's like whatever you think is Bible. Like that's what it is.
It's because of your Bina, it's because of your tone. If you said it in a better tone, he would listen. But because you don't say it on the tone that he understands, he talks the way he talks. We just have to find somebody that says exactly the same thing that you say, but with the better tone. So now he can listen to you and he can learn. Did you notice, Bina, how that doesn't make sense? And you start laughing about it because he has to take it as a man. As a man, we have to take it, no matter if he's the captain, he's the general, he's the teacher. Yes, sir. No, madam. No means okay means yes, 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 yes. But when we're talking with y'all, he's always, oh, you have to.
How helpful is that?
But hold on, Fatty. Hold on. Hey,
Just
Bina.
correct the
Bina.
tone.
One, shouldn't every individual speak like they're sure of themselves? Two, wouldn't you want a man who's not unstable, who's unsure, who doesn't know how to make decisions, but a man who is sure of himself and can make stern decisions? Three, what did I say that you disagreed with?
Oh boy, I only have 1 minute, so I'm gonna let the next person speak. Right?
Bina, you got it. You have another minute, Bina. You have one more minute.
I'm gonna let the next person.
Oh damn! So,
But no, listen, Ali. There's a lot of things that you say that I agree with. However, Ali, I will say, I've told you this before. It is not what you say; it's always how you say it.
see, you went back to the tone. That's actually crazy. Thank you very much, Bina.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Oh, wait. What was talking?
I was just gonna say, a
okay.
father being in a woman's life really does matter because, like my father was pretty stern. Like when he's in that mode of like trying to protect me, he's not landing things very nice. And I always learned like if there's a robber in the house, like you just need to learn how to like submit to authority because at the end of the day, I'm trying to save your life. So if your feelings get hurt when I tell you do this right now, however I land it, it's to save you and to protect you. So I really notice it depends on like the father too, because some women do have fathers in their lives, but they were very coddling to their daughters. So it's just by the leadership, the male leadership you did have in your life.
She got a point. Absolutely. Let me say something real quick. About 2 weeks ago, I was sitting in the living room, me and my wife, and my daughter was running around playing. And then I told my daughter, I said, come here. And she took her sweet time coming, and she finally came after about 3-4 minutes. And I popped her. I don't really even hit my children. I have a 24-year-old and I have a 19-year-old. Never really hit them. But I popped her. And my wife looked perplexed, like, that's not even a, why did you, I could see in her face, she like, why did you just pop her? She didn't say nothing. She don't have to. We've been together 20 years, but I knew she wondered why I popped her. She didn't say nothing. I didn't say nothing. My daughter had her feelings hurt. And she finally came. I popped her for taking so long and not doing what I asked her to do immediately. That was the end of that. My wife gave me a funny look. About 5 minutes, I could tell she was disgusted with me. Fast forward 3 days later, we going on a family walk. We're walking through. I live in a gated community. We walk through our gated community. My daughter Brixton is 3 years old, so she got fresh legs. She's running. She's about 10 yards in front of us because she's running and I'm walking. She don't know how hot it is. She has no concept of heat. So her little legs is running. Now, 3 houses down, I see the brake lights come on in the car, which indicates this car is about to reverse out. And my daughter probably ain't tall enough for that car to see that there's going to be a kid behind it. And simultaneously, as she's running that direction, we both see the reverse lights come on, and we're about 5 yards away from my daughter. My wife look at me and I yell out, I said, "Stop." And my daughter stopped instantly. Right, like just like she hit a button. And then I looked over at my wife and we had a whole conversation right there. Said, that's why I did that the other day. Because a man is supposed to be able to see further than what a woman can think. I knew that there's going to be times where I don't have time to explain why you should do this and why you should do that. I don't have time to package my words up softly in a butterfly veneer and give it to you. There's going to be times where I got to give it to you unvarnished and unabridged, and I need your complete cooperation instantly. My daughter could have got hit by a car, could have been tragic. And right then and there again, my wife looked at me, I looked at her, and we understood what that was. But like she said, when a man or a woman, a little boy or a girl, grows up with a father, they understand authority and they lean more into the message than the messenger. Women who did not grow up with a righteous father or father figure don't understand the importance of authority. So they get lost in the minutia of his tonality. They get lost in the details of his delivery, which is only to their detriment. This information is to help catapult you towards the thing you said you want. It only behooves you to push it away because you don't like how it was said. See, women have a non-exclusive relationship with reality. Men don't have that. From the time we're born, we understand our place in the sexual marketplace value. Hey, bro, you short. Nigga, you short. You better get some money and get in shape. You're short. Women don't like short. But women, oh, girl, men are shallow. You not fat. Oh, they should. Y'all lie to each other. Hey, bro, you broke. That's why she don't want you. A woman can have no money, go to the club free, get a free drink. Somebody buy them. She'll meet a man that probably pay for dinner after. A man, if you don't have no money, you're not getting in. You're not getting a drink. You're not getting dinner after. You have to earn it. And men will tell other men the truth. Bro, you broke. She left you. You mean. You talk too much shit. But women lie to one another to spare their feelings. But what you're really doing is hijacking their future. The bright, beautiful future that I would like all men and women to have. See, I'm a fan of families. I like men and women to come together and coalesce in harmony. But women, again, have a non-exclusive relationship with reality. And they want their friend to lie to them. Hey, do I look fat? No. They've been lied to so much that when they hear the truth, no matter how it's packaged, they will reject it. They will fight you on it. Because they get to hide behind lies and they get to live in a fantasy world all the way up until they begin to reach their 30s.
So,
and then they can no longer go ahead.
Let me make a point out there, and then public offender gets to go but I want to make this observation. Sisters, is there a justifiable time for when sisters should spank their kids? Is there any reason for why a sister would be justified for spank their kids? Tiara? Jada, yes. I can't see Lady J or Bina. Ty, you said yes, right? I want you to observe that there's many sisters when he said, so abusive means habitual violence and cruelty. Lady J, do you believe there's a time that's justified if a woman spanks a child? So I want you to just observe there are sisters, and this is what I mean, what happens in our community, but we're about building with each other. And I would hope public offender would feel the same as well, too, before he goes. All of you believe that there's a justifiable time where a woman should be able to spank her kids. The brother said he popped his child to teach, because she took too long to come there, and it became a useful lesson for the future in case something comes. And mind you, I'm a father. That's very important to me when I tell my kid to stop. Not because I want him just to stop then. It's for the same reason that that happened with this kid. If they're running out into the street, if something's about to happen, they listen to you on the spot, on the drop of a dime. Stop. But just notice how their sister's calling the brother abusive because he said that he popped his child. But then we okay with our sister spanking a child if it's justifiable. And he said he popped her. That's the first time he popped his child, and he don't even spank his kids. But they're calling him abusive because a man popped his child. Go ahead, my brother.
They can call me what they can call me.
Let him go. He hasn't went yet.
And by the way, public offender, uninterrupted. I think you have like an audio issue on the back. I think it's like it looks like you have like YouTube running on the back. Like so when we talk, it probably is on the phone or something like that.
It is. I'm on the phone. Okay. Is it better now?
Yeah, you're good now. You're good now. Please uninterrupt.
Okay. That was weird that it was because I had the phone down. That's crazy.
Before you go, when you made your face like that, right? If the sisters believe there's justifiable to spank your kids, and then he popped his kid, what part did you not like that I said? What bothered you?
I don't care what anybody thinks. I think hitting your kid is wrong. If I saw you hit your kid, if I'm out in public and somebody hit their kid, I'm stepping to him. I'm calling CPS. I don't care.
You can call CPS over here. They ain't gonna do nothing. They're gonna go right back to you.
I'm just telling you. I mean,
please let him uninterrupted. Let him commit a mistake if he's doing a mistake, and at the end of the statement, you can correct whatever you want.
Before he goes, please, y'all, let's not interrupt anybody. It's been a great civil conversation. When the brother speaks, please let the brother finish. Everybody land what they speak. No interjections, no cutting off anybody. Let everybody land their plane.
Yeah. Yeah, that's why I made the face. It wasn't. I don't care who agrees with you or ain't got nothing to do with me. Abusive. It is abusive, and yeah, I definitely don't believe in abusing children. I think that's.
Don't conflate abuse with discipline.
Six. I just asked you, family. We already cleared that up. 6, you ain't got to say nothing else ever. We already cleared that up. So that's his belief.
Yeah, go ahead, that's what I'm saying. Just like y'all got y'all believe. You believe in abusing kids. I don't.
I'm not gonna let you keep sparing that narrative.
6, you will be able to correct it.
6. I just pointed out that there are women in the chat that's doing that. If he believes, it's a belief. Belief is typically, if that's his belief, means he doesn't know. In order to believe something means you don't even know for it to be true. But he's saying he believes. That's what it is. When you believe in something, you don't know.
Yeah. You guys, there's a book called The Body Keeps Score, and you should read it. It's interesting, and there's been a lot of studies and stuff. I don't want to get too bogged down in that discussion. I'm just being honest because some of us are parents up here. If you're a parent, The Body Keeps Score is beautiful. You should read it. It's awesome, and pretty much just to put it in layman's terms, your body doesn't know the difference between discipline and abuse. If you get slapped, the body doesn't go, oh, that's for discipline. It's abuse. So the body reacts the same to it. So it doesn't matter what we think about it. It doesn't matter what your intentions are. It is abusive, but that's what I'm saying. So, but to answer the prompt, or to answer your question earlier, because I never addressed it, do I think that women are cooked at 30? No. I think men are born cooked. I think that it is I think that from everything I've heard, the thing that's hilarious is when men say the quiet part out loud, right? Like, oh, men got to build their value, right? And women, you don't, because women could get a dinner or a drink or whatever they say, right? About women, they got it on like women are on easy street, right? Okay, cool. So essentially, what men are saying is men have no intrinsic value because you're not born with it, right? You're born with if you're born with value, then you're born with intrinsic value. That's essentially what intrinsic value is. So women are intrinsically valuable, meaning it has nothing to do with anything external. It's all internal. It's all about their character and who they are and how they treat people and so on and so forth, right? And men, the only value that men can provide is external, meaning getting money or, I don't know, protecting you from a dragon or some weird stuff that men like to always say, like they acting like they be protecting women from shit that don't exist, like we on a mythical quest, like they Zelda or some shit. But yeah, so most of the time, that's what we talked about this earlier. I said this earlier. A lot of the talking points that men use in these spaces is very circular, right? Because again, if you are saying that women don't need to do anything for a man to take care of her, for a man to take her out, for a man to see value in her, then that means that her value must be more than skin deep. It must not be shallow, right? But men's value, if you're telling me it's rooted in having muscles and money, then it's saying that your value is shallow, which then means that you really have no value. If your value is only money, right, and how you look, then you don't have any value, because money can be taken away, and looks are subjective and fleeting, right? So I'm not and I agree with that. Just to be clear, I agree that men have generally, some men have intrinsic value, don't get me wrong, but generally men don't have intrinsic value because we strip that ability away from one another from a very young age, right? We were born with it. We all have intrinsic value, or we were born with it, but men ignore their contributions to society, or the way that they can contribute to society, meaning like being like a decent human being and treating everybody fairly and kindly and with respect, and things of that nature. We get rid of all of that. We toss all of that to the side, and then we say that, okay, well, what's our value now? Now it's, I got to make some money. Which, again, let's be honest, the vast majority of people, man or woman, don't ever make good money, right? Especially in general, but we don't make enough money. So if you waiting on your payday, it ain't never coming. You born broke, you gonna die broke. You born, you know what I'm saying? You born struggling, you probably gonna die struggling. That's just the reality. But that don't mean that you can't have value. If you build yourself up, you can have value. If you help the community and you don't hurt the community, you got to be a two-pronged approach. You got to not hurt and you got to help. You got to be positive. Then yeah, you have intrinsic value. But if all you gonna do is walk around stomping up and down the stairs and pay some bills, you ain't worth shit, in my opinion. Like I don't have no respect for you.
So, public, let me ask you a question, right? What is the difference between a diamond and a rock?
A diamond is a rock.
Yes, a regular rock that you find on the street. What is the difference between a diamond and a regular rock?
You can find a diamond on the street, but you're saying, what is the difference between?
Why is one worth $1 million and another one worth nothing? What's the difference? Why?
Because a long time, specifically about diamonds, because people like the De Beers, what they did was they started a whole campaign to build up the worth of diamonds, and then they burned diamond mines and shit, and they convinced people that diamonds are worth a lot of money, but in reality, they're really not.
So people decided that diamonds are worth more than rocks. It was people. It has nothing to do with their properties. We just, as a human being, decided this rock is more important and more valuable than that rock over there, right? Is that correct?
Yeah, I guess.
This is how the dating market actually goes. Women decided that tall men are more valued than short men. Women decided that men with money are more valued than men with no money. Women decided that men that are stronger and have more muscles are more valuable than men that are fat. The reality is, once again, you are trying to come and virtual signaling and give us, it's because you decided, no, we were born in this planet. Beauty was already rewarded. A beautiful woman will have a way better life than an ugly woman. We didn't decide that we came to this planet like that. Even women are not treated the same based on their looks. If you look like Tiana Taylor, you are going to have a reaction. If you look like Lizzo, you are getting another reaction from society. And that's what it is. We didn't decide that. We didn't decide that these women have value when they are young. People, since the beginning of time, when we made these social constructs, decided that, once again, this woman beauty is going to be more valued than Oprah with $1 million. I don't know why. I can't explain you why. But you trying to pretend that we are stealing and we are making this shit up when we only had to adapt to how humans been treating each other for 200,000 years. It makes no sense.
Well, let me say this, Fatty. Women look at money as security. Security is part of protection. A woman's intrinsic nature is to feel protected on many facets, and money is part of that protection. So women are born intrinsically valuable, like he said. Men, we have to earn our value. See, the thing that men want out of women, youth, beauty, nurturing, they're born with that. But the things that women typically want from men, money, resources, infrastructure, power. We have to acquire those things. It takes time. Women are born at the mountaintops and judged by how far they fall. Men are born at the bottom of the mountain and are judged by how high up they can climb. We peak at two different times. Between 18 and 28, a woman is at her peak. She's at her peak. She has a guy that'll take her out for dinner, one that'll take her on a trip, one that'll come keep her company, one that'll walk her dog and wash her car because she's at her peak. Men, we typically don't reach our peak till later in life because it takes time to acquire money. It takes time to acquire those resources to mature. So our late 30s, 40s, we at our peak. Now she wants to settle down. Oh, even when they're in their 40s and 50s, they still immature. No, he not. He at his peak. When you was at yours, you played the field. He didn't reach his peak to 40s. It's his prerogative to play the field. But as women get older in the sexual marketplace value, unless you're married, your age is working against you. You start to lose your aesthetic patina, if you will. So I don't want to say they're cooked, especially if they redefine what they're looking for. They lower some of their expectations and they kind of become pliable on some of their non-negotiables. Then they have a chance at pair bonding with a man. But we all know typically women date up. They love to date up. They can't stand a man that's beneath them. They don't respect a man that's eye level, and they revere and they have complete adulation for a man that's above them. And every day over 30, you're losing your patina, and it's going to become harder and harder for you to acquire that guy that's 3, 4, 5 levels above you. So cooked, not if you change
Hold on,
your.
real quick, public.
Let's get to
Hold,
a public
I want
offender
Cooley,
and then Cooley.
let Cooley say his
Hold on.
answer. Well,
Wait, can I just respond real quick? Just give me 1 second.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so again, I'm 43 personally. I don't know about anybody else. I think it's weird as a 40-something-year-old man to think that a woman's value is at her peak when she's 18 years old to 28 years old. That's crazy to me. I think I want to throw up.
Why do you think that's crazy?
Because first of all, 18-year-old has the word teen in it. That is a child. I wouldn't even look at it. I don't even look at 18-year-old.
Hold on real quick. Hey, y'all.
I think that's crazy to look at an 18-year-old like
hold on.
a kid.
So hold on, public.
But that's me.
When you were 19, you didn't look at 19-year-olds.
Hold on.
When you were 18, did you look at 18-year-olds?
Y'all hear me? Or my mic broke?
I didn't hear you before. I hear you now.
We're gonna let him finish, right? But you got to be consistent, public. You said that women are born with the intrinsic value when they're born. So how could it be weird for her to have still value at 18? That's not consistent. You can't say that's weird if you're saying a woman. If that 18 is weird, that means when she's born with her intrinsic value, that's weird as well too. That a man goes, you know what? A baby girl is valuable when she's born versus 18 years old. So tell me what the difference. Now watch what you're doing, right? What's the difference between hold on. What's the difference between an 18-year-old woman that men and women say have intrinsic value and a little girl who was born that men and women say have intrinsic value?
Well, because the value that you guys are speaking of is superficial, it's beauty, or you might add to that having children, which again, I don't look at women as baby factories. So I mean, though I do value and respect childbirth and all of that, right? But that's not what, like, women are much more important than how they look and them being able to have children. The intrinsic value I'm talking about, again, I'm talking about the character,
primary function.
Hold on. Let him land. Six.
Yeah, I'm talking about the primary function of the woman, and I'm sorry, I'm talking about I'm talking about her function. So I'm saying like how she shows up in our community, how she shows up for the people around her, the things that she does, the type of person she is, her character. That's what I'm talking about. So I'm not contradicting myself by saying as a 43-year-old man, I don't look at an 18-year-old girl and go, oh man, she's at her peak. I think that that's weird.
What's the peak?
Automatically. Now, to answer your question, when I was 19, did I look at 18-year-old girl? Of course, I was 19.
No.
I'm
Public,
43. I think that's weird.
Hold on. No, Public, you're moving too fast. I'm going to ask you again. What gives a 1-year-old, a little girl who's been born, her
No,
intellect?
Ali, please. What's the peak? You
I
disagree
don't think
with
women
it.
have
No.
peaks. I think
One second, please.
I think that is disgusting.
No,
To
public.
say a woman has a peak.
1 second. Public, 1
Like,
second.
what are we talking about?
No, just 1 second, right? He explained why a man peaks. He says things that make a man take time to build. The things that women like in a man, maturity, money, like the security, all these things take 3, 4, 5 decades to actually build. So when a man is 45 and he has a bunch of money, all the things, he can date the daughter, he can date the mother, and he can date the grandmother. 6-year-olds are looking for him, 40-year-olds are looking for him, 20-year-olds are looking for him, right? He defined what a male peak is. Can you define the female peak, and like where is the point where she peaks and what are the reasons? Can you give us that?
Yeah, you are working under the assumption that I believe women peak. I don't believe women peak. I think that's weird. Again, when the value is intrinsic, it doesn't go away. It's in perpetuity. It's forever. You intrinsically have value. I mean, in theory, until you stop being a person of high character, then you lost.
Okay, well, let's break it down. Can you guys hear me real quick? Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Yes.
And thanks, Ali and Fatty, for inviting me on the channel. I came on. Wasn't gonna come on. I was extremely busy. Went to the gym and came home, and I happened to see
Your
Public
best friend.
Offender on the podcast, who I obliterated in a debate, and he's speaking nonsense and spewing this trash. I like, you know what? Let me come on here and just ask him some logical questions so he can fall into some traps and he'll have to concede. And it's going to be very simple. So, one, let me ask you a question, because I wanted to get to the part of the conversation where I tuned in at, where you were speaking about, fathers disciplining children, and like anytime a father hits the child is abuse. We'll wait on that for a second. Let's get to this conversation here. So here's a question for you, Public Offender. Is there ever a time in the woman's biology that you would consider to be a peak? Like, for example, reproduction. Is there ever a peak time that a woman has for her reproduction value? Yes or no?
Yeah. So if we're separating her intrinsic value from her value, her ability to reproduce, then of course, when she can reproduce, if that's what you hold near and dear to your heart, and you think that that's of value to you or in general, then fine. Yeah. Whenever from the age she can reproduce to the age she can't reproduce, that's, whatever. And I guess her peak is whenever. I don't know the exact age, but I'm sure it's somewhere in her early 20s or something like that. If that's what you want. Again, the woman, I am 43 years old. I have 2 kids. I'm not interested in having more children with anybody. So I don't care about that.
From your own,
Let's get one mic at a time, okay?
Yep. Instead of thinking from your own subjective view, just try to think objectively. I'm asking you like an objective question. Is it a time where the woman's peak for reproduction, would it be a certain age range for that? Would it be 18? Would it be 25? Would it be, what age?
Say that, yeah. I said it would be probably in her early 20s or something like that. If I had to guess.
Early
before 25. If I had to guess, if I'm not mistaken.
Before 25. Okay, fair enough. So therefore, your mind can measure when, there are some areas for the woman's biology to be like, okay, a peak. Now, another question. You spoke about intrinsic value. This intrinsic value that you speak of, what do you mean by that? Because you don't really believe, our last debate that we had, I wouldn't say that you don't believe in any Christianity or any like worldview beliefs of like believing in religious beliefs, because you're pretty much, I would say, like secular, right? So where do you get your intrinsic? You're an atheist. That's even worse. So where do you get this intrinsic value from?
Again, I already told them, but intrinsic value is the character that you have and the way that you show up in your community. So if you are positive, if you are not because people always talk about like the good and the bad. You have to.
That's not intrinsic. Hold on. Hold on.
What are you talking about? That is intrinsic. What are you talking about?
Public, hold on, y'all. We're gonna have the conversation. Please don't interrupt anybody. Please, please don't interrupt anybody. When you're gonna have every right to have your part in the conversation as well too. But please, everybody, regardless of your personal feelings about each other, let's attack the what you believe versus than each other. Please, let's keep it.
As soon as the timer is off, we're going to read the super chats, and then we let everybody that is waiting touch the microphone. Okay, friends, just let them have it. This one. The timer is up. Please don't go over the timer. Go ahead.
Bet. So I'm saying that the intrinsic value is just how you are naturally, which I said that both men and women are born with intrinsic value, but men are, as boys, not when we become men, as boys, we are broken down by society and stripped of our intrinsic value, right? Because again, every human in theory has value, but then we are stripped of it by typically by men. We are told that, oh no, being a good person, that's not that important. You got to go get money. Oh, being kind, being generous, oh, that's for weak people. You don't want to do that. You want to be tough. You got to be a protector. You got to go to we start doing that stuff to little boys. And then when they become men, they grow up and they get microphones and start talking and, start lying on podcasts. Like that's the pipeline. Like that's the podcast to, peanut head dude pipeline. You know what I'm saying? Like bunch of men lying to their little kid, lying to boys, then they grow up to be dummies. But women, society doesn't do that to women. Society allows women to maintain their humanity for the most part, and women grow up to be human beings. They realize their humanity. They continue to be human beings from the moment they're born to the moment they die, right? So they help the community. They don't hurt the community. They raise the children. They don't lie. They don't beat. They don't abuse. They're not doing this as a collective. Of course, individuals do this, but as a collective, they're not doing this. So they keep their intrinsic value. Men lose our intrinsic value. And that's the problem. That's the disconnect.
Okay, so intrinsic, you just made up your own definition of the word intrinsic. It does not mean that. Intrinsic is something internal. It is unchangeable. So you're just making up words to mean whatever you want it to mean. You sound like a radical feminist, and you probably don't think that a man is a man, that a man can be a woman, and also a woman can be a man. You sound crazy right now. So your definition of intrinsic does
Didn't
not
you just say
mean
that
what
it was
you
okay
just
to?
said.
Oh, sorry.
Your definition, I'm speaking right now, don't cut me off. Your definition of intrinsic is just wrong. So you're using the wrong word. So back to the conversation. You do believe that there is, let's just get off intrinsic because you are slow on that. You don't know what you're talking about. But back to, you do realize that there are values in a woman and the opposite sex eyes where, as far as you said yes to reproduction value, there's a time, and I don't even agree where, I do agree that it's under 25, but I would say 18, that would be, peak, I would say. And other cultures would probably say 17 or even 16, where that would be a peak for the woman's reproduction value. But here in America, it's legal for the woman to, the woman is legal at 18. So I would say 18 will be, that's her peak for her reproduction value. So when 6 is speaking about, women has value and in certain areas, but you're saying that it's weird to look at a woman's age. Well, no, that's not weird at all, because you would say, well, here's my argument. My argument is very simple when it comes to this value thing and sexual value. I think that our attraction triggers comes from a reproduction standpoint. I repeat, our attraction triggers comes from a reproductive standpoint. Men are attracted to certain things in a woman that exemplifies her to have the ability to reproduce. Like, for example, it studies on this. Men are attracted to the smaller waist and the wider hips. So the waist to hip ratio, which signifies that she has the ability to give a successful birth, depending on wider hips. Women are attracted to taller men in the T shape, broader shoulders, bigger chest, bigger arms. What does this insinuate for the woman? Well, it insinuates safety. Well, he has the ability to keep me safe. He's taller, he's broader up top. So we're attracted to certain things in one another based off of reproduction value for the man and based off of security value in the woman. That's what she looks for in the man. So, I totally think it's okay and not weird for a man to be attracted to a woman that's 18 years old, because guess what? She would be at her peak to give him babies, and not just 1 or 2 babies. Like if she's 33, I'm talking about a lot of babies if she's 18 years old. And men like to spread their seed far and wide and leave a legacy behind. But first, let's just pivot to another conversation, because you said, I just have a question.
Hey, wait. Hold on. Let me
reply
respond
to that?
I definitely want to reply to that.
Go ahead, sure.
And please be like, let's be 30 seconds. Let's not go on monologues. Okay, go ahead.
I need to rant. So I'm pretty good with words. I know what the meaning of words are. I don't use them out of context like you do all the time. I'm good at it, first and foremost. Like we could set it up. I know you like challenges. We could literally do like a literacy test, and anytime you want to, we could set that up, because you don't know what you're talking about. But secondly,
your definition of intrinsic is wrong.
Hey, Cooley. He took that homonyms. You gotta let him go, man. Let him go.
Calm down. So, no, that wasn't an ad hom attack at all. Secondly, I think I find it funny because it seems like men like Cooley, they find any reason to talk about like being like having access to small girls. It's like weird how obsessed you guys are with like kids. And being that you are old enough to have a child that's 18 years old right now, I think it's like really, really despicable to be on some like, yeah, an 18-year-old is hot to trot. She's good to go. And in some cultures, even 16. Like, what are you talking about? That's weird. You shouldn't. Grown-ass men, again, adult men, should not be trying to sleep with teenagers. Anytime that's the case, that's a red flag. Just in my opinion, I think that's a red flag. I don't do legals. I'm talking about morality. It's weird. Secondly, the thing that you bringing up this whole like wider hips and all of that stuff, sir, all of that is not scientific. You can't cite the study. The reason why that's not true is because in different cultures, some cultures, they like skinny, rail thin women. In some cultures, they like women that are 350 pounds. What are you talking about? That's not a human thing. For what you're saying to be true, just keep in mind, it would have to be something that you can stretch across all humanity, right? But since we know that beauty is not only in the eye of the beholder, but it's set by society, right? What I think is beautiful, or what we use the term like conventional beauty or whatever, is literally set up by society. They tell us, we are conditioned to believe what is beautiful and what is not beautiful, what is attractive and what is not attractive. You acting as if this is a biological thing, it's just not proven and it's not true. So why are you citing pseudoscientific studies at best, if not just making that shit up off the top of your head? I'm curious.
So you don't think that influence creates thinking and thinking creates behavior? Is that
I literally
a yes or
just
no?
said that. That's literally what I just said.
Yeah, I know. That's what I see what you're appealing to.
Let him go. You landed.
Okay, you can have the.
You just asked me the question. I'm just telling you. Like literally,
got a school for, so nobody says nobody got interrupted. Let him go.
Okay, cool. Yeah. So what you're appealing to is influence. That's why I said that influence creates thinking. Thinking creates behavior. What I did was I always start with the cause of things, the first influence, and manipulation happens when you focus on effects before getting to the cause. I would argue that the first influence is the biology. That's why I went to the biology. The other influences would be external influences like culture, society, and social norms and things like that, right? So yeah, there can be a culture where they'll appeal to, and some place in Africa or another country, they'll like, fat women, for an example. That could be a thing culturally, but that does not adhere to their biology, meaning that their biology is telling them to get someone that is healthy and in shape, that is not going to suffer from a bad pregnancy because they're overweight. You get what I'm saying? If you're obese, well, the chances of you giving a successful birth and your baby coming out healthy, that rate decreases. So what you're saying is nonsensical. Get to the root of things like I'm sticking on. Then you go on to say things like morality. Well, I'm coming from morality, but you're atheist. You don't even have any moral beliefs or anywhere to back your moral beliefs from. Where does morality even come from if you don't have any epistemic belief? Where does it even come from? So you're saying things that you don't even know what you're speaking about.
Okay. So morality doesn't come from religion. Religion was created after morality existed. Morality is a complex idea that actually comes from you personally. It's a combination of things, but it also, morality is set again by your society, because in this country, it's moral for us to eat cows. In other countries, they look at that and they frown upon that. In other countries, it's cool for them to eat dogs. In this country, we don't like eating dogs. It ain't got nothing to do with dogs are dirty or none of that type of stuff. We eat pigs. It's a moral discussion. Oh, it's wrong to kill a pet. It's da-da-da-da. In other countries, they don't care. They kill a pet. They'll kill a dog. They don't care. They'll eat it. They'll skin a cat. They don't care, right? That is, morality has nothing to do with religion, sir. Has everything to do with how you, right? I do believe that we, as a mechanism of survival, we know that we don't like things done to us, right? Because they're unsafe. So we also don't want to do them to other people. And then societally, we are taught what morality is. Now, it doesn't mean you can't go beyond that. You could come up, as you grow older, your morality can be shapen and sharpened if you want it to be. If you work on it like me, like my morality has definitely grown the older I've gotten, right? But if you don't, if you're stuck and stagnant, then your morality will never go anywhere. It will never grow. And if you need an external source for you to base your morality in, then you don't actually have morality. Morality comes it is inside of you. It is what, you know what I'm saying? It's inside of you. You got to look to somebody else or something else and be like, oh, this told me it's moral and thus I'm going to follow it, or whatever the case may be. Then that's on you. I don't need that. I don't need somebody to tell me something is bad. I know it's bad. I know it's bad because I'm a human being. And I know what I don't want. Like, I would never, ever, ever want somebody to try to assault me. Therefore, why would I try to assault somebody, right? Because I don't want to be assaulted. I don't like being lied to. So I don't lie. I can't stand it. It's it hurts me.
Let me table the conversation right here, because we have to conduct the show. If you guys want us to moderate the debate on both of y'all morality, all that, you're more than willing to call us. We make sure that we give us a fair chance while you stream for your people. So if you guys want to do it, if you guys want to do it, just let us know when we do it. But we have to go back to the show. Cool. 30 seconds to reply to what he said, and then we go back to the show. I'm sorry for the people that are on the panel and are a little bit freeze. It's our responsibility. We'll pass you the microphone.
Yeah, in regards to morality, he doesn't know what he's talking about. He's just appealing to his own preferences. He has no moral epistemic belief at all. He doesn't even know what epistemology mean or any of these words that I'm saying even mean. So this is why he didn't refute anything. He just talked in circles and said morality doesn't come from religion. No one said that morality came from religion. He's just talking nonsense. And the other thing is, it's very funny how the reason why I said it is because he's an atheist. He believes in nothing. So therefore, the only thing that you can appeal to is your own preferences of what you think is bad and what you think is good. You don't appeal to anything higher than yourself or external to yourself. It's always inside. So if everyone adopted that, then everyone would be their own gods. Guess what? You're the arbiter of morality. You can say what's good and what's bad. The other person can too. There will be chaos in communities, chaos in your home, and chaos everywhere because he's an atheist. He doesn't know what he's speaking about. But really, the real thing of why I came in, I don't know how many seconds I had left, but he was talking about disciplining his kids. And one of the questions that I had was, he said something, your body doesn't know the difference between discipline and abuse. So I wanted to ask him a question on that. It seems like he went away, but hopefully he comes back.
Yeah, let me read the super chats. And then once again, the title of the show was Andrew Tate right about woman? Is absolute submission a form of love or control? We're going to jump on it extremely soon. Thank you to the 700 people watching the show in all platforms. We appreciate you. We're going to read the super chats in just a second.
It's time for some super chats.
Player one, thank you very much for the Untouchable membership. I appreciate you. Salute to you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And I can find.
The
Okay, here we go.
Untouchable Empire, baby.
Of course, Carl Anderson with 5 Untouchable memberships. Thank you very much, Carl.
The
Salute to you.
Untouchable Empire, baby.
My boy Dark Lake Revive in the building with 1 Untouchable membership. Thank you
The
very much.
Untouchable Empire, baby.
We have Carl Anderson in the building. He says, Ilkan, you got some great points, but the sisterhood is here to stay. Good luck. Harrison Davies saying salute. Salute to you, brother. Thank you very much. We have on the other side, the last thing men need to do is give advice to women. Men need to be lonelier. From Cosmic Journey, straight from the UK. Thank you very much for supporting Public Offender. We have Brit 94, $5 for all of that people. If I throw your mail over your gate, don't pick it up. I didn't hand it to you. Sign your neighborhood mail lady. Ooh wee. My boy Jonathan with the $20. Thank you very much for the $20, brother. I appreciate you.
Here you go, sir. $20. Get yourself some food to eat.
If by food you mean drugs, then hell yeah, bitch. I'm about to get fucked up.
He said, for the cooks, I appreciate you, sir. Thank you very much. We have my boy Guardian Dog saying that his Mr. is said birthday. 26 months says, happy birthday to Mr. Ised. Shout out to the Untouchables. We're going to make a post later. Thank you very much, Mr. Ised. I hope you have a great day. Happy birthday. The blueprint. This is going to be a waste of your time and energy, public. Thank you very much. Jet Live with the 10 Untouchable memberships. Thank you very much, Jet. I appreciate you for always rocking with us. Salute, 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 salute. I appreciate you, sir. Thank you very much. We have Matreon with 5 memberships for the Untouchable Empire, baby. Thank you very much.
The Untouchable Empire, baby.
I hope you're doing good. Then we have Kio Maris, $5. It won't let me do more than 5. Thank you very much. We appreciate you. Again, from the United Kingdom, Bianca saying, Public Offender, this is some masochist shit. Aww. He's a big boy, he can handle it. Biku Joe, Biku, $5. Physical abuse is never okay. Where the hell are we? Thank you very much. Maggie says, nothing, just £5. There's a lot of British people over here. It's crazy. Slice, adulting, says, there are women who are no longer alive because a man didn't like how she delivered, rejecting his advances. Y'all don't make sense. And those men should be in jail. I don't understand what is the problem. No edit said it, $5. Thank you very much. Wait. Corn with $5 says, I've got both my parents. I agree way more with the public offender, and my parents were strict, military style. My dad helps my mom with chores, etc. Victorious in the building saying, cook these ninjas. Nigga! Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Like the advice. And by the way, friends, tomorrow in the morning, we are going to have a beautiful video that we're going to post speaking about cooking, because they say cook those ninjas. Okay. So we're going to have something special for y'all. Okay. Fatty Cooks Public Offender. Yes. Tomorrow is going to be uploaded. Thank you very much for the alley-oop. Cat Ryan, £5, says, what discipline is an adult showing when they choose to eat a child in cold blood rather than actually address the issue? Thank you very much. We have Sherry saying nothing, just $5. Thank you very much. I appreciate you. We have Slice comes back again, says, men decide that men with money are more valuable. Example, the founding colonizers decided that broke men couldn't vote. Y'all value money more. Okay, we have 15 to go, almost there. The blueprint: dude definitely dates broke woman. That's your fault, big Omi. Ain't nobody trying to listen to this dude lecture them all the time. You have to put names on it so you can know who it is. Corn, $5. What woman like our spelling? What woman like are what we value? Will value people doing chores and helping women fatty. Let's get skinny. Let's go back to school and learn how to articulate written super chats. Thank you very much for the support. I appreciate that. Cat Ryan, 10 pounds. Incel energy abounds. Why such preoccupation with what people find attractive initially? That is of no real substance, but incels never even get that far, so ignore everything else. Resentful failure. Kind of funny that the woman on your side, public offender, keeps saying that body count doesn't matter, and the first insult that they have against men is call them incel, which is
Great.
you
It's
get
so
no pussy.
contradictory.
Isn't
So
it crazy? Body
contradictory.
count doesn't matter, but the first thing I'm going to use to attack you is you get no bitches. So you guys need to pick a side. Either being having sex matters or don't. Okay, so just pick one. Thank you very much, Kat, for the $10 donation to the public offender.
Let's go. We got $10.
Sir, do you have any change?
Nah, motherfucker, I'm broke.
Thank you very much, Cacorn. If woman's labor is value, then women are always valuable, and what they teach to the younger generations is still valuable. The logic is crazy. Thank you very much, Cacorn. We have 9 more to go. Red Lipstick, thank you very much for the Untouchable membership. I appreciate you. Thank you very
The
much.
Untouchable Empire, baby.
We have Isa CG, and she says, Ali always look like thinking is physically hurt him.
That's his side too, right?
Thank you very much for the support.
Public, you the only man them women love.
Yes, Facts and Snacks official. Public is way above their intellectual pay grade. Not these guys trying to distinguish value between women and children because they don't get it. Thank you very much, Facts. Appreciate you. We have Bright Brit saying he doesn't hear himself. Y'all are weird. You have to put names on it so we can know who you're talking to. Cacorn, $5. If grandma is babysitting your kids is not valuable, then don't ask grandma. LOL. What the heck? If grandma is still taking care of grandpa, no value. We're talking about the sexual dating market, and these people are talking about what makes a person valuable. I don't understand. Like, if it is the IIQ, you should understand that we're talking about relationships and what makes a man picks a woman and a woman picks a man. We are not saying that a single nurse or a single scientist can be extremely valuable to society if towards their work they make civilization be a little bit better. Like, you guys need to focus. We're talking about relationships, friends. Relationships. BCC, $5. They said the public offender is lashing out at every man because he didn't like his daddy. Thank you very much. Spoke. Damn, goddamn it. Spoke to Berlina. Member for 9 months. Cooley is peak performance. Thank you very much. I appreciate you. DJ So Lovely, $5 says so many down low egos. Can you send $10 next time so you can spell it correctly? Out in the red pill manosphere, so says. Thank you very much, DJ So Lovely. You should change your name. You should change your name because your text and the name don't match. Thank you very much. My boy Boogie is in the building. He says, Ali, Fatty, B Cups. Shout out to the ladies, Jade and Ty. Even though I disagree with 99% of what Ty says, shout out to the number one feminist public offender, Derek Jackson Jr. Damn, that's crazy. And we almost done. Cat Ryan, $5. You cannot reason an incel out of an opinion he did not reason himself. Thank you very much, Miss Cat Ryan or Mr. The Blueprint saying, let him cook. PCZ saying, public offender really thinks females want to hear him tell them their newborn baby sons will grow up to be worthless. Amazing.
Yeah, he said they were born cooked.
No edit said it. $5. Coolly Googling instead of listening proves it trying to put it on, but public got it in him. That was very pausable moment. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Finally, Cosmic Journey saying the live is terrible. The red pills and pick-me's disgust me. It's so terrible that 600 people are watching. Oh my God. There's such a bad product. You shall stop watching. Thank you very much for the support. This is so lovely. For $5, there's not a male loneliness epidemic. It's natural selection, wedding down to weirdos. That's why you don't have no man and probably no kids. You should tackle your own loneliness, DJ. So lovely. But thank you very much for being here, hating as usual. We truly appreciate the hate.
Oh man, hate.
Kimberly, $2 saying Kulinark laugh is wicked work. Again, DJ so hateful. $5. Why is the person who can't speak English reading the super chats? Like the woman that can keep no man is talking about relationships. If you can keep no man, DJ, and you're talking about relationships, I can read the super chat without knowing no English. So I think we're even.
Hey.
And finally, that girl, Ames, maybe with a $10.
Let's go. We got $10.
Sir, do you have any change?
Nah, motherfucker, I'm broke.
If women aren't so valuable, why also so many older men look to settle down? They can't run them streets, so need access to a woman or coin coach, and companionship. Thank you very much. I appreciate all the people that supported the show, including all the DJ haters. Please keep sending money. We truly appreciate it. On the Hamburger Fund sites, friends, we need $100 via Cash App or PayPal. So you know exactly what to do so we can fill the Hamburger Fund.
I would like to buy the burger. I would like to buy a hamburger. 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 The burger.
Team 38, $ Team 38, and $ Ilkan, $Ilkan. So friends, let's go back to the show.
It's time to do.
And once again, I'm sorry for our guests for freezing you out for 30 minutes, but we are going to finally go back to what we came here to do. Okay? So this is the basis of what we are doing on our show today. We're going to let the ladies talk first, and afterwards, popcorn style, okay? The person that grabs the microphone first is the person that have it. If you want to talk, raise your hand and we'll make sure that you get the microphone too.
Nice job.
Before we go, DJ so lovely. I'm engaged. You desert storm weirdo. Yeah, just like the engagement queens that Kevin Samuel was talking about. Y'all always engaged for whatever reason. So once again, I appreciate you. Thank you very much. We sure believe you.
Somebody lies. Yeah. Now somebody lies. I don't know who, but I'm telling you, somebody's lying.
We love DJ so lovely. Her opinion is very relevant.
Shut up, silly woman. And men have had all of their authority removed. You want us to have the responsibility of a woman, the responsibility of a family, the responsibility of children, the responsibilities with none of the authority. You can't tell a woman what to do. You can't tell her to be quiet. You can't tell your kids off. You can't tell her not to suck. You can't tell her not to go out with her friends. If you do any of that, it's emotionally coercive behavior. That's a criminal charge in England. If you tell your own wife not to go to the pub, and you're the criminal.
oh, you're so controlling. Oh,
That's
you doesn't
right.
let me do stuff.
But I'm still responsible? No. Looks like the government has more power than me.
So just to make a little stop, and thank you very much, Jet Life, for the $25 via Hamburger Fund. So we don't get a copyright claim. We stop for a second. They're talking about the responsibilities of a man and a father in the life of the woman and his kids. Okay, so let's keep going.
So if you want to play this game and take all of my authority away as a man, you want to reduce me to nothing more than a tax slave. Well, then I'm going to play your game back at you. I have no authority, so I have no responsibility. I will look after children, and I will look after the women who give me absolute authority over their lives, who say, yes, sir, anything you say, sir, I trust what you believe in the world. I trust you're guiding us. I trust you to take care of us. Yes, sir. Those women are driving Bentleys currently, living in mansions currently. And the women who say, I don't want to listen to you, I want to do what I want, are currently in council houses. And I have kids with all of them. And I don't give a
It's time to do.
So let's go with the ladies first. Okay. Lady Jane and Jada, the question will be rolling in the bottom. Okay. Is absolute submission a form of love or a form of control? Lady J and Jada, you guys can go first.
Jada, if you want to go first, I can go after you.
Is absolute submission a form of love or control?
I think it's a form of love and a form of respect. And submission also shows in a marriage your humility and obedience to God as well. So, and then also with the question's a little interesting because you said, is it control? But a man that's leading, if you want a man leading you, he has to have control over you. But you're trusting that that's, once again, you're submitting to his authority, and you understand that the things that you would call controlling are to protect you and to lead the relationship where you trust that he's leading it best. So that's my answer.
Lady J?
I believe that it is an act of love in the form of trust and devotion. You know, if you are submitting to your husband.
I agree with the other ladies.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I agree with the other ladies. I think it is a form of love and trust and respect for the man, and that you actually see him as the leader in your life.
Fellas, do you think absolute submission is a form of love or control? You're muted, Cooley.
Got it. Absolute submission is definitely a form of love, not a form of control. Jada explained it perfectly. If you love someone and you submit to that man, you are appealing to his authority. So that wouldn't even be control. I know Jada said that, it can be like people can say it's control, but it's not really control if you are submitting. Control is you do not want to submit and someone is still controlling you. That's not in your will to do. That's what I would say control is. So yeah, submission is definitely a form of love, not control.
Six and Ali.
Go ahead, brother Six.
Oh, you're. I don't think
Submission.
we can hear. Go ahead. You got this.
Submission is a form of both love, respect, trust, and control. And I think a lot of times what I'm sick of is us men. See, we understand, Cooley, I watched enough of your content to know that answer wasn't fully genuine. That was kind of disingenuous. We try to take the lid out the dynamite by saying it's not control because women don't like the word control and they don't like the word cooperate, right? Those are both triggering for women. But let's call it what it is. It is control. You get on an airplane every time you fly to Vegas or Miami and turn up with your girls. You are giving that pilot control over your life, and you never even met him. But if that man say it's time to buckle your seatbelt up, you're gonna buckle your seatbelt up. And when he tell you to put it on airplane mode, it's already on airplane mode before he finishes his sentence. So I'm no longer gonna sugarcoat control. Responsibility without authority is slavery. And no man is going to sign up for that. If I have to put my life on the line for you, then you should do what I ask you to do. Your boss, no matter how he say it, no matter how he deliver it, whether you like it or not, you're going to submit and you're going to do what he say do. And a lot of women will rebuttal that with, but he's paying me. So money is worth more than your life. Your boss ain't going to die for you. But me as your man, as your husband, as your patriarch, you're under my tutelage. It's my job to protect you by all measure, by all means. And sometimes I have to protect you from yourself. So I should have control over the household. I'm not taking out the dynamite for you to spare your prissy little feelings. Yes, I am in control, just like the pilot is in control. So yes, submission is the highest form of love, trust,